that song that's been randomly stuck in your head today that you haven't listened to at all or at all recently, and it kind of has no reason to be in your energy field, it's trying to tell you something. It's trying to show you a greater pattern. However, it's not a pattern that you haven't seen. It's reminding you of a pattern that you saw like a very, very long time ago in a different context. I'm also getting that there's some sort of connection between this and, for those of you who use YouTube, okay, or maybe here on TikTok, what is the first thing that shows up as your recommended topic? Okay, so there is a connection between those two things. A very long time ago, you noticed a pattern and you decided to act in integrity instead of following along with the crowd in that pattern. Because of that, you've always stood out. But because of that as well, you are not a part of that group. No one thinks of you as part of that group. You don't fit in with that group. You don't belong in that group because that group is out of integrity, doesn't know what they're doing, or they're following a pattern that is not, it's not a pattern like the flower of life. It's a pattern like a karmic cycle or something that needs to get broken. It's like a toxic pattern, okay? I'm also I'm hearing anxious attachment as well, okay? Okay, you are not faced with the same struggles and difficulties because you are not closing out that pattern, okay? For this reason, you are being put in a position of leadership, because you have been over that. If you were ever in that energy, you've been over it since long before this community even came together and realized that they resonated with that and then began to move forward with a particular energy. Long before that, you already closed it out, you were done with the crap, you moved forward, and you started doing what you were doing, instigating all of these other people. You were ahead of the game, you were ahead of your time, and now whatever it is that you started doing in integrity became very, very, very popular amongst people who were using it out of integrity. Oh, that's a good idea. That seems like a good way to get rich quick. Oh, that seems like a great way for me to maybe manifest my anxious attachment and have other people validate it, okay? But you were one of the first, and you have the receipts. Or you were the first, and you have the receipts. But it's not about that. It's about, at this point in time, you being exalted into a leadership position. Not that you haven't been in one. You've always been in a leadership position, and it's always been a burden to bear. Because heavy is the head that wears the crown. Because with power comes responsibility. You've always been in a leadership position. You've always been the black sheep. Because of that, you understand that that's not something to glamorize. You understand that that is not a goal to have a ton of people rely on you all the time. However, if that's not a burden that you've needed to carry, if that's not something that you've needed to learn, if that's not something where you needed to learn responsibility and accountability and integrity and how to be organized and kind and genuine and authentic, then it's very easy for someone who hasn't learned all of that to go, ooh, shiny, right? And then they copy and they copy and they copy. But that's besides the point. Going back to that song, and whatever the first thing is that comes up in your search bar, I'm being shown specifically like the little bubbles. So that's showing me like YouTube, like if you go on YouTube and it shows you like, do you want this category or this category or this category? Or even on TikTok too, if you go into like the little search section and it gives you recommendations. There's something about your daily routine, who and what you genuinely are, something that you have been working on honing in and acquiring, or something that you've been working on accumulating, okay? It's something here about, I'm being shown compound interest, but your goal isn't compound interest. Your goal is it's managing, or it's organization, or it's integrity. Like your goal is, I just want to keep my house clean. Or your goal is, I just want to connect with spirit. Your goal is, I just want to stay on top of things. Your goal is, I just want to be a good person. But because you're a good person over here, and you're a good person over there, and you're a good person every day over a very long period of time, that accumulates compound interest. Which again can have people see, oh, if I do something good, that means that I'll get a positive reward from it. Oh, I should start doing good things because then I'll get a positive reward. See how it's like, right? So that is an energy that you stepped away from, but that doesn't change the fact that you were the leader that all of these energies looked up to, because they were looking up to your actions. Now they're all lost because it's time to break that pattern. Again, that song that's been stuck in your head. This is the context for that. Is it true in other senses? Absolutely. Is it true? Undebatably. Okay? That doesn't mean that people won't try to debate it, but undebatably it's true. Whatever it says in that song, whatever's going on in that vibe, okay? But with that, this is the context that Spirit is trying to show this to you. And that there's a pattern between this one, the big one, the macrocosm, and the microcosm, what's happening around you. And what's happening around you, when you look up at it, it seems like a macrocosm, right? But if you take that, you anchor that, and you go, okay, that's the micro, you're able to see it even on a larger scale to show you this happens. Small, bigger, 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 bigger. And once more, you're being faced with, okay, who do you want to be? How do you want to act? That's what you've been focusing on. That's what you've been being. It's how you've been doing. It's everything. There's a message coming through to let you know that it is occurring on a smaller scale in your life that you haven't become privy to yet, or you're beginning to become privy to, or it's something that is, I'm getting interested in that macrocosm version of it in a way where you understand the unhealthy pattern. Okay, so this is either a person in your life or a community or a situation, and it's smaller than whatever this personal situation of yours is. So it's like maybe a loved one or something that's occurring out in a different context, in a smaller scale, less of a deal, okay? Nonetheless, present, okay? And it's also occurring on a spiritual scale, on a larger scale than whatever that is as well. And you're aware of that too. I'm also getting behind the scenes. So it can be a behind the veil, a spiritual thing. It's giving spiritual warfare. All of you don't ride with a spiritual warfare narrative, and that's fine. You don't have to. If your consciousness hasn't reached there yet, or it's grown out of that, it's okay. Okay. Everything that we learn, we eventually unlearn. So there's no, I have no stake in that game at all whatsoever. But there is this vibe, okay, of right now you are being put in a position of leadership that you did not ask for, but you've been in a position of leadership that you didn't ask for literally forever. But right now, it's getting more intense. It's getting more serious. And you have the reason. The reason is that pattern that you've been shown a long time ago. The reason is the context that this reading has been telling you about, this situation that occurs on a bigger scale, a larger scale. That is the reason. Because when a bunch of people are drowning and there's someone that knows how to swim, sure, a lot of those people might be trying to grasp onto that person and bring them down with them. Maybe not even on purpose. Maybe just, oh, that person's swimming, I can use them as a raft, right? But you've been separated from that group on purpose because you saw it, and the divine sees your integrity, sees all. But you're in view enough for them to see, if I go like this, and I go like this, and then I go like this, then I can learn how to swim. And it's either sink or swim. And so that is why you're being put in this position. But there's also this remembrance here that in the situation, which has occurred before and most likely will occur again, you are the original swimmer. So there's a reason why people see you as the teacher. And there's a reason why you haven't manifested all of the, I'm hearing fame, money, wealth in the world. Because to you care about things that are special, things that are sacred, things that are in integrity. And something's about to be revealed about those who looked up to you and used your example or your advice out of integrity simply for money, simply for fame, simply for something's about to be revealed about a whole community that thought they were looking up to someone because they taught them how to swim. But that person learned how to swim from you, and they didn't even actually learn. I'm hearing they didn't even learn the proper strokes. They just saw what they were able to survive, and then they were able to pass that down. And that is a gift in and of itself. But something's about to be revealed that you're the one that knows how to swim. And you are where they learned that from too. But also they didn't stick around to learn the nuances, the technique, the integrity. They just wanted the clout. They just wanted the money. Now everyone's going to be staring at you, and you're going to be like, what do I do? Act natural, keep moving forward. That's what you do.